What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collected clips where you already know. Tas. We get it in. But before we get it in, brother, it's a Superwood time. We're going to fucking get it in, brother. Yes, we are. But we're going to get this old school intro in first. Bang, bang. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, what are you doing? Make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays spitting. And I highly appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Are you ready, brothers? You got you got 60 cc's in there? Okay, don't stick it in your ass like Wes Watson. You already know how to do it, right? Look, man, we're gonna get to Superwood Part 2. You guys already know, man. We went out to the fields. I hit you guys with the Part 1, and I told you the double back was real. Well, it wasn't meant to be a double back, but unfortunately it was. So let me tell you guys what happened. If you guys last remember, we had just left. We're getting dirt clods thrown at us and shit. We're like, we're out of here, man. Roach is like, brother, I'm gonna come back and kick your fucking ass, right? I can't say that didn't happen, but let me tell you what did. So when we got back, we ended up getting burnt. Well, Roach did. I ended up getting my check, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to connect with the people that were actually running the thing. And Roach didn't get a check at all. Didn't work long enough to get one, right? He was like, brother, they owe me $75 fucking dollars. I was like, listen, bro, I'll make it right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you better make it right. You're Mexican. And you speak on behalf of the other Mexicans. And so, look, brother, I knew that 75. Gonna get that 70. Every day he'd call me. He'd call me, the phone would ring. I already knew it was him, right? I'd be like, fuck, man. Because this is back before we had like, what is that? Where you could see who's calling you, right? It just rang and it was, you know, back in that days, it was like playing lottery. You answer the phone, it could be your swagger, it could be someone that you didn't want to talk to. You answer the phone, hey, fuck you, son of a bitch. Oh shit, it's Tia, right? So I answer the phone, he'd be like, $75, right? He wouldn't even say hello, what's up? It's just $75, brother. I'm like, okay, yeah, give me a chance, bro. I just got up in the morning. Did you eat your pancakes? Like, nah, we didn't have, we had chorizo and papas. Well, look, brother, hurry up and gobble that chorizo and come over here and give me my $75. So he was on me for about 2 weeks. Finally, I had to cash him out a little $75, and that was that. So it's about a year later, and I was struggling. I was doing bad. What happened was I got a good job, right? I worked there like throughout the year. I was doing all right. I was happy, man. I was moving up in the company, doing my thing, and my baby mama one day just pulls up. So the way I got that job was there was a place in Merced where you would have to go. It was one of those places where you go and you fill out an application and a resume, and you work for them, and then they hook you up with a company. So they put me in this company called Dole, right? It was out in Atwater, and I was going there. Everything was good. Well, her and her sister decided just one fucking bright day that they were going to go do that without my knowledge. And next thing you know, one day I'm at work. It's lunchtime. I'm walking. I see my fucking baby mama there with her sister. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Because I've never liked to have to mix relationships with work. It just doesn't work out, man. So I see her. I'm like, what are you doing here? She was like, oh, we went and got a job. They put us here today. I was like, all right. So now I felt like, damn, I got a monkey on my shoulder. Now I got to go over there and keep an eye on her. Not because I was jealous or nothing. Because I don't care if the guys get at her. She want to give him pussy, give him. Right? I don't care. But I'm like, damn, don't embarrass me. You know, I got a good thing going here. Of course, 3 days later, her and her sister are jumping some chick, some Southsider chick from Atwater. Beep, 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 beep. They're on her. And we all get fired. I get fired, guilt by association, right? So now we're asked out and I can't pay my bills. The struggle was real. She's pregnant. The struggle. I'm calling the homeboy Roach. I'm like, hey, brother. I had to put my wood voice on. Hey, brother, I need $75. He's like, no, brother, no can do. Just gobble chorizo. That's it. That's all I got for you. So I'm like, fuck it. I get a hold of a couple of my homeboys. They're like, hey, we're going to work Lucero Farms this year. I'm like, damn, bro, you think they'll remember me? Like a year ago, I got into one of the foremen right there, me and a homie. And they're like, fuck it, bro, I can get you in for sure. Just play it off. And I was like, well, what are you guys going to go do? Almonds, camote, what are you guys going to do? They said, we're going to do tomatoes. I was like, fuck, bro, it's the same spot. They're like, don't just probably someone different. Yeah, right. Not in small ass Central Valley. It's not. But I'm like, all right, whatever. It's been a year. Like that was a long time. That was a one-time thing. Whatever. Let's go. So the homeboys get me in. So for like 2 weeks, I'm working there. Everything's good. I don't see old boy, right? The old foreman. I don't see him. It's a new guy. Everything's cool. I'm trying to stay low key. I ain't selling burritos. I ain't doing none of that weird shit. I'm just going to work. That's it. They had me driving the diesel. So I had the cush job. It's the best job. You just drive the diesel up and down steady, right? So I'm doing my thing. I don't have to pick dirt clouds. The homeboys over there like, fucking slow down, slow down. Right? I'm like, shut up. Right now, I'm putting the beat on. Right? Just doing my thing. Because I had the spicer that were right along with me. He said, fuck it, andale. Vámonos a los bookies. He wants to play those bookies and shit. We're in that motherfucker. Just mobbing. And everything's going good. I get my first little check. My lady's happy because, you know what I'm saying, I can pay the bills. I tell her, look, hey, I'm all proud of you. You can throw away the cans and shit. We had a big old bag of cans. Throw them away, eh? You know what I'm saying? We're doing good now. Look at my check, $466. Shoo! Thought I was balling, right? But I'm doing my thing. And so what happens is I go to work one day. What happened was I had missed work. I woke up late because we used to leave at like 1 a.m, right? Same old program as the last time. And I slept in. The homies were honking outside. They would come and honk, and we'd all drive together. And they only had like 5 minutes to wait. You don't come out, fuck you, right? We used to leave homies all the time. And so it was no big deal if you missed one day of work. They'll figure it out. Because I was a truck driver, I was kind of a bigger deal because only a few of us could do that. Okay, so bam, I missed. The homeboy calls me later on that day when he wakes up. He's like, hey, fool, what happened? I said, I know, bro. I was tired, bro. I was wanting my jack. Ain't nothing like pregnant pussy, right? And I was just doing my thing. And he was like, hey, fool, they're tripping. The lead foreman came down. He's tripping, bro. He was like, where's the truck driver? I was like, it's all right, bro. He's cool. He goes, nah, it was a different vato. And I was like, shit. He said, hey, he told me to tell you you're suspended for a day. Don't even come today. I said, Saturday, they do that shit in the fields? I ain't never seen them suspend someone in the fields. Like, what we need every hand on deck. He said, that's what they said. I was thinking, damn, the homie's trying to do me dirty and kick me out the car, right? Because it was all cramped and shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, but you got to understand, in the meantime, in between time, I've been looking for other jobs. So it is what it is. So anyways, they go to work, and I'm calling my other little homie Shorty, right? Because he was my boy. And I was like, hey, fool, how's it out there? He said, same old shit. He said, but hey, the homeboy, man, he keeps like arguing with this dude, this new foreman. I said, what's it fool look like? He's like short little dude, dark. He looks Chicano almost, but fucking, he speaks good English, bro. But he's on it. He's like a fucking, he's a crazy dude out here, bro. He's out here telling us we got to do this and that. And I already know it's that fucking idiot from the first time me and Roach were out there, right? So I'm like, fool, that fool's gonna recognize me, bro. He don't recognize me by name, but he's gonna recognize me by face. Watch, I'm in trouble. So I've been putting in resumes and everything. I'm hoping like, damn, call me back, Dairy Queen, call me back, right? Look, what happens that night is crazy, right? So I guess him and the homeboy are arguing. He's like, hey, where's the truck driver? The homeboy said, you told me to tell him to stay home. He's like, nah, I was saying that he was suspended for that day, but he has to come today. Tell him to come. He's supposed to fucking be here. There's tomates. And the homeboy's like, yeah, I know there's fucking tomatoes. There's a lot of them, stupid. Come on, homie, this Norte, right? He's like, they're gangbanging and shit. The homeboy gets crazy on him, right? And so he tells the homeboy, you fucking go. You're not even a good worker. Bring your friend back, right? But he doesn't know who I am. But because there's only a few of us that can drive the truck, he needs me, right? So he's like in a conundrum, or he's going to be when he sees who I am. So him and the homeboy are getting an argument. The homeboy tells him, fuck you and this job. We'll all jam. Speaking up for all the homies, we don't want that. Shit, I like footsteps and work, but I like work a little bit better, right? So I'm like, come on, man. Anyways, he gets into with that dude. That dude kicks him and the homeboy's out. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you, pinches chicanos, huevones, cabrones. Get the fuck out of here, right? So they all leave early. The homeboy Shorty's like, damn, bro, I was working shit. I don't even know what's going to happen. So I guess the homeboy, he called the big head honcho, the boss, right? And he's like, nah, don't worry. Go back. I'm going to have a talk with that dude. Everything's going to be good. He ain't going to fuck with you guys no more, right? He liked the fact that the homeboys could speak Spanish and English because they could talk to whoever they needed to talk to if one of the ranchers came, and then they could talk to the paisita. So it was all love, right? And the paisas are like, ¿por qué? Mito George, ¿por qué? What's going on here, right? So the next day, I wasn't even expecting to go to work. I'm in my sweats, just chilling. I'm thinking, damn, man, I'm about to be homeless. I'm broke, but now I'm about to be homeless. And the homies are honking, so I stick my head out. What's up? They're like, are you coming or what? I said, I'm back. They said, we're barely all back. I said, well, fuck it, let me throw a sweater on. I get dressed real quick. I run out there. So we're driving out there, and the homeboy's like, look, bro, it's like this. And he's like an older homeboy than me, a couple years older. He's like, it's like this, bro. You know, I ain't going out like that. If this fucking vato gets crazy again, I'm bombing on him, homie. I'm like, all right. I said, hey. And then I run him down the story about with Roach, you know? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, I might catch a case on this motherfucker if he recognizes me. So we get to work. He's not there yet. I jump in the diesel, you know what I'm saying? The truck, everything's going good. We're there for like 3 hours. Everything's going good. I see his truck, the same fucking truck coming down the dirt road, right? I'm like, here we go. I got to try to duck him, right? So he's not going to see me initially because I'm in the truck. But that fool pulls up and walks straight up to me and he goes, hey, so you're fucking back, huh? And I'm thinking like, oh, he recognized me. And then he takes a look. He wasn't saying it. He was just saying I'm back for the day. And then he looks at me and he goes, you're the guy with the gava. And I was like, hey, what's up? You fucking, if you bring him again and you're asked out. And I'm thinking, all right, it's cool. He's already saying pretty much we're cool, right? So the homeboy comes walking. He sees us. We're not arguing. He's just talking crazy. And I'm just like, yeah. No, Mr. George, no, right? And the homeboy, I see the homeboy stop, put his sunglasses on his head. The homeboy comes walking up like, man, this is North. Whoop, show. This is North there, whoop, right? Straight gangbang. The little homeboy shorty comes walking up. The other homeboy behind him. I'm like, oh, man, it's about to get ugly. So they come walking up. The homeboy's like, hey, what's up, bro? You got an issue or what? And the boss is like, no, I was just telling your friend last time he brought some fucking gava and they're fucking acting stupid, right? And I'm just like, hey, bro, don't call me stupid. I didn't call you stupid. I said you were acting stupid. And the homeboy just swung at him. Woo. That bicycle, he missed. That bicycle was fast. He's like, woo. He's like, get the fuck out of here, all you. Get off my track. Right? He's getting crazy. So the homeboy calls the big boss right there. We go off into the corner. I'm like, damn, bro. Everything was good. He goes, nah, bro, you can't let that fool talk to you like that. I said, no, I wasn't. But Sasuke, fuck this, bro. We need the job. And he's like, nah, I get it, but fuck that, bro. We're gonna get ours right now. Watch. So he calls the big boss. At the same time, he's calling the big boss. The homeboy short is like, let's just jam, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's just jam. And the homeboy behind me starts his car and is. Have you ever heard that sound? It's heartbreaking, huh? It's the starter's fucked up. The car's dead as fuck. I'm like, out of every day, why does it rain? It pours. Out of every day that there could be an issue, this motherfucker won't start. We're way out in the fields. The Pisces are looking at us, scratching their head. No, you know, me no mechanic. Me build houses, yeah, but me no mechanic. I'm like, oh, fuck. So they're like, damn, who can we call, bro? So the homeboys are all trying to call their people. The other homeboys arguing with the big boss. The big boss is like, hey, he's the foreman. I already had to talk with them. He's saying that you guys are getting crazy. You guys are gangbanging out there. You approached him for, trying to assault them. And he had called the big boss too. So I'm like, man, fuck this job. All right, I'm just ready to go home, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll go work at fucking Wiener Schnitzel. It don't matter to me. This guy, I like chili cheese fries. I'm gone, right? And like I said, come on, Dairy Queen. So come on, ice cream. So I'm waiting. So as I'm waiting there, we're sitting there, man, and that dude comes walking up to us. He has like two other bicycles with him, like they were about to do something, right? And he's like, hey, you guys got to get off the property. And he says, our fucking car won't start, bro. He's like, of course, pendejos, no fucking car doesn't work. The homeboy's like, hey, man, fuck you. This dead end fool, right? And the fool's like, hey, I'm not a gang member. I'm just saying, get off the property. Get the fuck out of here, right? So I'm like, fuck it. I'll call the homeboy Roach, right? So I call Roach. He's like, oh, that's $75, bro. I said, no, bro. Hey, Roach, remember that place we used to work? Back in the day, brother, I've done a lot of crank. So you got to fucking explain to me. I said, remember when with the Pisces and the dirt clods and you want to beat people up and all that? And he was like, oh, yeah, brother, little Paisita got crazy. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. One of these days. I said, well, today's that day. He's getting crazy again, bro, and our car won't work. He's like, brother, how many Mexicans are there? I said, there's like 5 of us, bro. Oh, I can't fucking fit all you guys in my car, bro. Hey, just about that time, Hurley pulled up. Hurley's always in a van. He has a big old van, always, right? He's like, you guys fucking Mexicans are lucky, brother. That's one thing about you fuckers. It's your lucky day. He's like, wait up, I'm going to smoke a few bowls. I said, bro, hurry up, man. Come pick us up, bro. He's like, bro, I need the coordinates, first of all. I don't even remember. You think I give a fuck about tomato picking? Fuck a bunch of tomato pickers. I said, hey, bro, you did this shit too. Oh, bro, I was touching dirt clods. I never touched one damn tomato. And that right there, I'm going to stand on that, brother. That's not the white thing to do. And of course, the homies don't know I ever did that, so don't speak on that. I'm like, just look, can you come give us a ride, Roach? Help me out, bro. The homies, I'll shoot you des bolas, right? He's like, yeah, bro, like I said, let me smoke a couple bowls so I can wake up, and then we'll be there. I said, put Hurley on the phone. So I'm like, hey, Hurley, do me a favor, bro. Come pick us up. He's like, yeah, of course, brother. Where are you? I said, we're over here in Los Baños. We're around the cuts, man, the tomato fields, right? He's like, what the fuck you guys doing out there? I said, we're Mexican. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And he says, does Roach know where? I said, yeah, he knows, but fucking, he'd be all spun out, bro. Like, just get here. We're about to kill some people out here. He's like, oh, bro, that's my type of party. So he said, is there any money involved? I said, it could be. There's a diesel we could take, right? So he's like, I'm on my way. So they're on their way. So I tell the homeboys, hey, just relax, bro. The homeboy Roach is coming. He goes, that fucking tweaker, that guy by that tweaker. I said, yeah, my boy. Yeah, bro, he be fucking with the wrong people. I said, yeah, bro, but he's gonna come pick us up though. Yeah, bro, but that fool, hey, that one time I seen him breaking in the house, the motherfucker went in the front door and came back out the front door, bro. It was crazy. I said, yeah, I know. He's the type that'll break in fucking through the side door and blow out the back door. Like, he's different. I said, but don't trip. So we're waiting for like an hour, and it takes about that long. And of course, the fucking Pisces, they're all over there huddled. They're having lunch, right? We see the truck stop. That means it's lunchtime. They're all pointing and looking at us. And my boy's a gangster. My boy doesn't play. He doesn't like people like looking at him and all that. So he's like, what, man? He keeps telling him, what? It's dead end, fool. Norte gang. I'm like, damn, bro, banging on our own people. Norte, right? We're banging. So that one dude comes walking up with all of them, pretty much, except for a couple of them that were old. That like, fuck that, we're eating our burritos. And he's like, hey, your ride is coming, or do I have to escort you off the property, right? And the homie's like, hey, bro, if you come over here one more time, I'm knocking your whole shit out. Straight up. And if I ain't not scared of you. I'm not a fucking scared of you. 911. I'm not scared of the gang member, right? So he's like, I'll call 911. You assaulted me. And the homie's like, I didn't even touch you. No, you swung. And the air, it fucked my equilibrium up. Like, how the fuck does this guy know what equilibrium is? But he does. Next thing you know, you see the van coming down the street. Fast as fuck. Woo! Dirt everywhere, right? The guy says, hey, he's driving too fast. He's going to fall into the tomatoes. You cannot waste the product. And it's Roach. And when Roach jumps off the car, he's spun out of his mind. Like, worse than I've seen him in like in a week, right? Like, about a week, because it's usually consistent. He's like, brother, fuck you, Mexicans. I was like, oh, fuck. Hurley jumps up, big old white dude, all tatted down, right? He's like, hey, what's up, brothers? Go ahead, get in. We'll handle this. We're white men. We know what we're doing. I'm like, oh, fuck, right? And I'm like, Roach, what's up? Let's go, bro. Hey, gracias, man. Thank you. No, don't hit me with muchos gracias. Is that the fucker from a long time ago? He recognized him. In his spun out delirium, he recognized him. I said, yeah. And the paisa dude, the foreman, he recognized Roach too. Roach is like, bro, I've been waiting to do this for a fucking year. You guys get in the car, let me handle my business. I was like, oh, I'll go up there with you. So the guy's, no, you stay away. You assaulted me. Roach is like, look, bro, I just want to apologize. You know what I'm saying? I want to let bygones be bygones. It's the right thing to do. You see, about a year ago, I forgot to give you something. Right? And then he goes, yeah, you owe me a fucking apology. I was trying to look up. Yeah, I forgot to give you something, brother. In Mexico, they call it a bon voyage. I said, no, they call it a bye-bye. Whatever it's called. In America, we call it an uppercut. Bing! Hit that motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you, hey, as soon as he hit him, the other Pisces were like, no can do, Mr. George, right? Mr. George is on his own. The homeboy couldn't restrain himself. He came out, man. He kicked the field goal with that dude said. Him and fucking Big Hurley was like, bro, should I just body slam him? I'm like, hell no, we ain't trying to kill no one out there. These dudes beat this guy for 10 minutes straight. Bing, bing, bing. You know what the paisa says? Hey, I was over there bullshitting with the paisa eating a burrito. The paisa was telling me, hey, extra lambre and extra lambre. Hey, I am on the clock. I get paid regardless, right? Regardless, brother. We sat there. They fucked this dude. This dude tried to get up. Boom. They were smashing him. My homeboy was on him, relentless. Roach was like, oh, calm down, Mexican. Let the white man move first. I am white. Right? Bing, bing. They were beating this dude. I felt bad for him. Finally, the homeboy shorty's like, hey, it's enough, fool. This was going to call the cops. He got all our names. We didn't think about that, right? Whatever. Roach is like, brother, you ain't got my fucking name, brother. You might have the Mexican name, but the white man marches on, right? So he's getting his issue. And so finally we went over there like, hey, enough, bro. That fool's all beat up. And Roach is like, if you fucking report us, I'll fucking come back, smoke a big old bowl, and beat the hell out of you. And that dude's like, no, can do, right? I know, say nothing. All of a sudden, he went super paisanos. He went from speaking a little bit of English and being a little Chicano to no, Mr. Right Man, right? He didn't want no problems. He was all fucked up. The homeboy's like, this is Norte gang. I was like, calm down, bro. We already know. So we jumped in the thing. We left. We see him on the phone. I'm thinking, oh, this fool's going to call the cops, right? So the whole time we get on the freeway, we're riding back. I'm like, fuck. Hurley's like, bro, it ain't no fucking thing. I'm just giving you guys a ride. I didn't participate, so I'm good. I'm like, shit, fool. I got a kid on the way and shit. I'm struggling. We make it home. 2 days later, the homeboy shorty comes to my house. He's like, hey, what happened, bro? I said, what happened? He said, they arrested your homeboy Roach, and they arrested the homeboy. And I said, no. He said, yeah, bro. I said, that fool called the cops. He said, fucking look, bro. What happened was, he says, the homeboys were tripping on him because They called the main boss, called the homeboy. Remember that was his boy? I said, yeah. He said, they called him in to pick up his check. They were waiting right there. The cops, they arrested him. Fucking like a couple hours later, I guess they went and popped your boy. So we don't know if the homie told her what. I'm like, nah. And that's where part 3 kicks in. I'm going to let you guys know exactly who told, who didn't tell, and what happened to Roach. With that being said, I hope you guys like these fucking stories. This was part 2. Hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people, man. I got videos today. You ready? I am. Bang, bang.